Broncos for Cobb County Community College, number 6, John Steiger. Now, if you please stand.
And good evening, everybody. It is time for Broncos baseball here on a overcast and humid Saturday night in El Dorado. Tonight, the Broncos taking on the Haysville Aviators. Kurt Caden here. Great to have you watching in on YouTube. And just one, well, as you saw, probably the players there standing for the national anthem, there is a rule on YouTube that you cannot have any licensed music go over it. Otherwise, the broadcast gets flagged. And then there is no broadcast because they won't let me archive it. So in between innings, when there's music playing here at the stadium, that's why you don't hear anything. Starting lineups tonight, game 2 of this 3-game series. And the batting order first for the Haysville Aviators. They will lead off with Drew Henry, the left fielder. Ethan Hunt will bat second, playing center. Troy Konwinski will bat third, playing first base. Matt Hildebrandt is the DH, batting fourth. Raymond Rodriguez, the shortstop, bats fifth. Enzo Bonaventure, the catcher, batting sixth. Tyler Flores is in right field, batting seventh. Ryan Jones will play third base. He is batting eighth. And Scott Weaver bats ninth, and he is the second baseman. For the El Dorado Broncos out in the field tonight. I wish I could zoom in on the guys like I used to last season. We're hoping to get that by the next time we're on the air next series, which will be on June 13th. But for now, we'll let you know that Ben Olson is in left field, Kyle Barfield in center field, Aaron Mack is the right fielder. Around the infield, Jarrett Coyne at third base, Tyler Bailey is at short, Mason Goad second base, Tanner White is at first base. Tristan Peterson is catching, and on the mound, John Steiger. John Steiger is a 5'10 lefty, 160-pounder from Leon, Kansas, and he goes to Cloud County Community College, and he starts off Drew Henry with strike one, and we're underway. First pitch time, 7:03. And the 0-1 a little bit low. One ball and one strike. And the lefty Steiger deals, and that's on the corner for strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drew Henry is an outfielder from Maryville College. 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Steiger winds and deals, and around the plate but low, ball 2. Hopefully our technical issues are fixed for tonight. We hope that everyone coming across okay for you as you watch and listen from the comfort of your home. Here's one right up the middle, and it'll be gloved by Goad in shallow center field, but that'll be a base hit for Drew Henry. Steiger tried to do a little fancy around the back glove play there and didn't work. So here comes Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt from the University of Charleston had a 3-for-5 night last night. It was Hunt's base hit in the 9th inning that gave Haysville the lead. He drives one up to straightaway center field. Barfield will catch that for the first out of the game. And that'll bring up Troy Konwinski from Defiance College. Troy Konwinski, left-handed batter. The Aviators came from behind last night to knock off El Dorado. First pitch is in there for a strike. No balls and a strike to Konwinski. And the 0-1, the low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Broncos had a 3-0 lead after 5. Haysville added a solo home run in the 8th, fouled out of play here by Konwinski. And the Broncos led 3-1 going to the 9th inning, but after Garrett Glass retired the first batter of the 9th inning, 3 straight walks led to big trouble for El Dorado, as Haysville plated all of those and another 4-run 9th inning and a 5-3 come-from-behind win for the Aviators. 2 balls and 2 strikes from the top of the first inning. Steiger, lefty on lefty here, and a good protect job by Konwinski. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's one hit to first base, and going down to second, and it's going to be safe everywhere. Tanner White was just a step away from the base, decided to try to get the force, but his throw took Bailey off the bag. So that'll be an error on White, and the Aviators have 2 on with 1 out. And that brings up Matt Hildebrandt. Steiger's first pitch, fastball in there, strike 1. Steiger operates from the third base side of the pitching rubber, and the 0-1 curveball dropped down, but a little bit too late. 1 ball and 1 strike. So last night was opening night around the Jayhawk League. Derby beat Oklahoma City, one of the new teams in our league, 12-3. Is the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be fisted foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Hayes Larks knocked off the other new team in our league, Great Bend, 2-0. Liberal, an 8-0 win over the Dodge City A's, and Haysville with their 5-3 win here. So Derby, Hayes, Haysville, and Liberal all 1-0. Foul tip. And it's right behind Tristan Peterson. And that would mean then Oklahoma City, Great Bend, Dodge City, and El Dorado all 0-1. Derby and Oklahoma City have already been postponed tonight. They will play a doubleheader tomorrow. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and this one's fisted out in the hole. Bailey will glove it. Some bad luck for the Broncos here. A seeing eye single up the middle, an error, and now just a seeing eye single in the hole between third and short. For Steiger, nothing's been hit very hard yet, but lo and behold, he's looking at a big hole here. Bases loaded, 1 out for Raymond Rodriguez. And the first pitch is in there, strike 1. Steiger getting ahead of about every hitter. Great Bend is at Hayes tonight. Liberal at Dodge City. Pitch away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Raymond Rodriguez, slightly open stance, right-handed batter, swing and a miss, and boy, his helmet came flying off. He really was out in front of that pitch. If you want to keep up to date on what's going on in this terrific Jayhawk League, they have a Twitter page. They do a lot of good updating there, and it's an easy place to find scores and schedules. Here's the 1-2, hit towards third. Coin over to second for one, to first. Double play to go around the diamond. Coin to Gold to White, a 5-4-3 double play, and the Broncos are out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits. There was an error and 2 left. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Haysville 0, El Dorado coming to bat. And welcome back. Kurt Caden here from McDonald Stadium. Let's run down the lineups. Batting lineup for the Broncos and the fielding lineup for the Aviators. First for El Dorado. Tyler Bailey will lead off the shortstop. Tanner White bats second. Kyle Barfield will bat third. Colton Schenker, the DH, batting fourth. Aaron Mack will bat fifth. Tristan Peterson catching tonight, batting sixth. Jarrett Coyne at third base. He bats seventh. Ben Olson is in left field. He'll bat eighth. And Mason Goad, the second baseman, will bat ninth. For Haysville out in this field, let's start with the outfielders. And from left to right, it's Drew Henry in left field, Ethan Hunt in center. Tyler Flores is in right field. Around the infield, Ryan Jones mans third base. Raymond Rodriguez at shortstop. Scott Weaver at second base. Troy Konwinski is at first. Enzo Bonaventure is behind the plate. And pitching for the Aviators tonight, Evan Fink. Haysville last night had the powder blue tops. Tonight they've got the navy blue jerseys, white numerals, white pants. El Dorado was all white last night, and tonight they've got the orange top with the black leaves. White pants. Here's Tyler Bailey leading off for El Dorado. Bailey last night went 0 for 4 with a walk. First pitch from Fink is out of the zone, ball one. Evan Fink from Colorado Christian University. And on the corner for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rain has started to fall. We've had showers all around south central Kansas today. But then there's a 50-50 chance for more rain tomorrow. So trying to get this one in between the passing showers that we'll see from time to time. There's a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Turf infield, not a problem with the rain. Might get a little slick, but it's the outfield, which sometimes becomes troublesome when we get much rain here in El Dorado. Fink bounces one in, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On and off showers. Here's a 3-2 and called strike 3 at the knees. So a good start for Fink. And just looking at the radar, nothing severe, but just the little window we had between 6 and 7, really, where there was no rain, would have been ideal to get this game going. And that Now here at 7 o'clock, and now 7:15. We've drifted into some showers have drifted here. Stronger showers are right on the Kansas-Oklahoma border, about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes south of here. No balls and 2 strikes here to Tanner White, left-handed batter, and White swings and misses, strike 3. So, consecutive strikeouts to start the night for Evan Fink, and that'll bring up Kyle Barfield. Kyle Barfield, 6 foot, 185-pounder, righty, from Kansas State University, hometown of College Station, Texas. Barfield's had an RBI double last night, driving the first run for El Dorado, and he finished the night 1 for 4. Quickly ahead is Evan Fink, no balls and a strike. He'll wind and deal, and this one a little bit low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch in there for strike 2. The Aviators missed out on a marvelous situation. Bases loaded, 1 out, but Raymond Rodriguez hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Barfield will step out. One ball and 2 strikes to Kyle Barfield, and the pitch, and this one's lifted out into center field, and getting a beat on that is Hunt. He settles under it and makes the catch. An efficient 1-2-3 inning for Evan Fink. They're through 1 inning of play from El Dorado. No score. More in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And welcome back to McDonald Stadium. No score. We head to the top of the second inning. Little light sprinkle falling, and Enzo Bonaventure stepping up to the plate for Haysville. John Steiger's first pitch, high and away, ball 1. Looking at the radar, it would appear that there's going to be light shower activity for quite a while. But not something too heavy coming in the area. So the short term, 2 balls and no strikes to Bonaventure. That one's in there for strike 1. Enzo Bonaventure from Cuyahoga Community College. He came into the game to catch the 9th inning for Haysville last night. 3 balls and a strike. Good hitters count here for Enzo Bonaventure. Top of the second inning, the leadoff batter, and the 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bonaventure, Flores, and Jones, the scheduled 3. Here's the pitch, and on the inner half, strike 3. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Tyler Flores. Flores, outfielder from Point Loma Nazarene University. Lefty on lefty here, a little chin music for ball 1. Lights are on here. Gray sky up above. Not a breath of wind. Here's one fisted out to second base. Goad will field it. And quick throw over to first, and that will retire Florence. And 2 down, and Ryan Jones steps up. Haysville last year made it to the NBC World Series, as did El Dorado. Whole new team for the Broncos. New manager, Toby Reuter. First pitch to Jones. Off the plate, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the second inning, no score. There's one that cuts across the plate for the first strike. 1-1 to Jones. Broncos playing pretty much straight away. Out in center, Barfield shades to left field side. Here's a grounder down to third. Coyne on a couple of hops. Fires over to first. Not a good throw. And safe will be Jones. And that would be an error. Last night, El Dorado had 2 outfield errors in the first 2 innings. Tonight, 2 infield errors in the first 2 innings. So Scott Weaver will get a chance here. Second baseman. And the first pitch from Steiger, a little bit high, ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch fouled straight back into the netting. So a ball and a strike. To Weaver. Number 9 batter in the lineup for the Aviators. Running is Jones. That one skips, and not much chance there for Peterson. So Jones gets down to second base. 2 balls and a strike to Weaver. Last night, Radomski in relief got the win for Haysville. Garrett Glass, the loser for El Dorado. The 2-1 pitch. Weaver slices one foul down the first base line into the Aviator bullpen. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scott Weaver from Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Steiger with a long look in. He's got a sign and the pitch. Curveball stayed upstairs. Three balls, 2 strikes here, 2. Weaver. And this one's lifted into foul territory. That will land outside the stadium. So it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the 3-2 pitch laced on to left field, and that's going to bounce up against the wall on 1 hop. And an RBI double for Scott Weaver. So the error comes back to hurt. So 1-0 in favor of Haysville. And the Aviators look to add on here. Weaver down at second base. Curveball in there for a strike to Drew Henry. Drew Henry singled, advanced all the way to third in the first inning. And Steiger a look back at second, but neither Bailey nor Goad is really concerned right now with Weaver. They just want to get after Henry here, the leadoff batter for Haysville. Another curveball in there again for a strike. Bit of a knee buckler there for Drew Henry. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, fastball hit towards shortstop. Bailey's got it on a couple of hops and throws over to first. And a close play, but Henry is retired. But the Aviators have struck first here tonight. One run on 1 hit. There was an error and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Aviators 1, Broncos 0. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Broncos look to see if they can do some work in the 2nd inning. Fink was really good first inning. First pitch is 1 ball and no strikes. 2 Schenker, and that one out of the zone as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Right-handed pitcher Fink, left-handed swinger Schenker, a high chop to the pitcher, and Fink will flip it over to Konwinski for the first out. So 1 away for El Dorado. And that'll bring up Aaron Mack. We did not see Aaron last night. Aaron Mack from Madison, Wisconsin, 6'2", 205-pounder, swings left, throws right. And he goes to Newman University. He looks at strike 1. No balls and a strike. 1-0 Haysville, bottom of the 2nd inning. And the 0-1 dove down a little bit low on the back toe. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1. Well, it looked like you could really tell. I could, at least from up here, watching Fink deliver that the change or a curve, but he really kind of altered his arm motion there. He's doing something. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch off the corner, 2-2. Tristan Peterson waits on deck for El Dorado. Fink winds and deals, quick worker, and this one low, ball 3. So working it full is Aaron Mack. And the 3-2. Swing at a high fastball, strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Fink in the first 5 hitters. Tristan Peterson, the catcher, comes up next for El Dorado. Last night he played the first 4 innings for the Broncos. And he was 1 for 2. Looks at ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson, right-handed batter, and fouls one straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate Chris Worrell and his comments. Hopefully things sound a little bit better. email address. Give you that in a moment. 2 and 1. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. CADEN broadcasting@gmail.com. Got a few emails last night. Here's the 2-1 to Peterson. Hit towards second base, and that gets through the second baseman, Weaver, and he will be credited with an error. Hit hard, but pretty much right at him and gobbled him up. So that'll bring up Jarrett Coyne, the third baseman. On the emails, it does make it helpful if you let me know who you're watching. Now, there's a reason why you're watching. There's one of the players out here, probably. Love to know who you're watching and where you're emailing from. So 2 outs for El Dorado. Jarrett Coyne late on that curveball. That hit off of Coyne. Now there's a foul ball. Quickly 0-1 for Evan Fink here. Over at first, Tristan Peterson reaching on the air by Weaver. Coyne with open stance at the plate. Right back foot is right on the batter's box. Coyne laces one into left field down the line. It's into the outfield. He'll race for second. On his way to third is Peterson. And the Broncos have runners at second and third. A double for Jarrett Coyne. Well, Haysville took advantage of an El Dorado error in the top half of the second inning, and now the Broncos will look to do the same. Olson, the left-handed batter, Ben Olson, and had a good rip at that fastball. Strike one, fouled it back. Light, still a few sprinkles still falling here at McDonald Stadium. Humid, no breeze. Olson looks at strike two. A knee buckler there by Fink. So now Ben Olson will have to battle from an 0-2 hole. Fink is set, and the pitch. And that one's a little bit low and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good eye from Ben Olson. Ben Olson from Coffeyville Community College. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Setting up on the other half is Bonaventure, and the pitch fouled. 1-0 Haysville, bottom of the second inning. Evan Fink trying to get out of trouble here. Runners at second and third for El Dorado, and that pitch just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson at third, Coyne at second. And the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Fink, if nothing else, having to work a little harder here in the second than he did in the first. He breezed through the Broncos' top 3 hitters. Two balls, 2 strikes for Ben Olson. And the pitch, that one's low. Bonaventure keeps it in front, and it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mason Goad would be next. Evan Fink has his sign. Big pitch here, 3-2. And the curveball. Fink thought he had it. Looked pretty good from up here, but the umpire had the best look, says no. So after the first 2 were retired, Peterson reached on an error, double by Coyne. Now a walk to Olson, bases loaded for Mason Goad. Well, the Aviators' number 9 hitter, who's a second baseman, came through big. We'll see if the Broncos' number 9 hitter, who plays second base, can come through big here. Strike 1 delivered by Fink. No balls and a strike. Mason Goad, right-handed batter. And the pitch from Fink, and that one's in there. And again, Fink getting ahead 0-2. Fink looking to finish off Goad here. The pitch, swing and a miss. So Fink able to work around the 2-out error. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left. We're through with 2 complete from El Dorado. It's the Aviators 1, the Broncos 0. More play-by-play in a moment. You're watching and listening to Ball on YouTube. And welcome back here to El Dorado. 1-0 Aviators. First pitch from Steiger to Ethan Hunt in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike. And the pitch outside, ball 1. Ball and a strike. Ethan Hunt flew out to center field his first time, rolls over to shortstop. Bailey's got it over to first, and that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Troy Konwinski. Konwinski with Henry on first base, grounded to Tanner White at first. White elected to go to second, but his throw went a bit awry, and so reached on that error. No balls and a strike to Konwinski. Another curveball. This one's tapped towards White again. White fields it and touches the bag before Konwinski. So 2 away. That will bring up the designated hitter, Matt Hildebrandt. And I want to say hello to Constance Black. Constance is an Aviator fan. We hold no grudges there at all. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast and staying dry in Haysville. Thanks for emailing, Constance. Another email coming in. Here's the first pitch from Steiger to Hildebrandt, and that one must have been high. The 1-0 pitch to Hildebrandt. That one's in there for strike 1. Amy Saar from Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. Watching their son, Alan Saar. He played last night. He's from Coppin State University. And appreciate the nice comment, Amy, and enjoyed watching your son last night as well. He's an Aviator. Got the Aviator fans emailing before the Bronco fans. Something wrong with that. No, there's nothing wrong with that, but we need the El Dorado fans to jump on board here as well. All my emails tonight are from Haysville, or Haysville fans. 3 balls and a strike to Hildebrandt. And laced. Boy, he was out in front of that pitch. Hit it hard, but fouled at Hildebrandt. He singled his first time. Thank you again, Amy. Fun day. It's fun for me to hear the towns that folks are watching and listening. Here's the 3-2. That one's outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Raymond Rodriguez. What's also fun, found this fun last season, a lot of fans would not only tell me where they were watching from and who they were watching, they would sometimes email me pictures of how they were watching. First pitch from Steiger, a curveball drops in for strike 1. Some of the more interesting ones last year, one mother would put it on her phone where her radio was in the car and watch and listen to the game. Thought that was cool. Another one, one of the boys' parents were having a pool party, and so they had their iPad as they were grilling out, swimming, and watching Bronco baseball. 2 balls and a strike to Raymond Rodriguez. And the pitch, Rodriguez lifts this one out into right field. Settling under it is Aaron Mack. He's got the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 left. We're through 2.5. It's Haysville 1, El Dorado 0. More play-by-play in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Tyler Bailey will lead off here in the home half of the 3rd inning for El Dorado against Evan Fink. 1-0 Haysville. And Bailey looks at ball 1. Bailey, a strikeout victim, looking his first time. And the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fun thing in our Jayhawk League, everyone hits with wooden bats, which is a change from their college days where their college season they use the aluminum bats. So it is a bit of an adjustment. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Bailey. And the pitch just outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is hit out into right field, but right at the right fielder, Flores. And that's first out. So 1 down for El Dorado, and that'll bring up Tanner White, the first baseman. Tanner White also struck out his first time up. Evan Fink is at the ready. He is on the hill, ready to fire. He is in a groove right now. Curveball outside. Ball 1. Fink retired the first 5, then an error, then a double by Coyne, and then a walk in the 2nd inning before Mason Goad struck out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tanner White. Kyle Barfield will be next for El Dorado. And the pitch off the end of the bat. Foul, 1-2. Broncos and Aviators again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have the broadcasts for you here on YouTube. And then El Dorado will go on a 6-game road trip, 3 at Great Bend and 3 at Dodge City. Curveball, fouled out of play. June 13th and June 15th, Derby's Twins are here for games. And a little bit maybe of a generous outside corner, but nonetheless, strike 3. So 2 away for Fink as he records his 5th strikeout of the night. Kyle Barfield flew out to center field his first time. 1-0 Haysville. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that pitch in there for a strike. 71 degrees here in El Dorado. Just a breath of wind. A little bit, just a hint of blue sky, trying to fight through all the clouds above. 1 ball and 1 strike to Barfield. Right-handed batter, Kyle Barfield, and the pitch, and hit on to right center field and hit well. No one's going to catch this one. This one's going to one-hop the fence. Barfield on his way for a 2-out double. Kyle Barfield. 2-out double for the Broncos. And now that'll bring up Colton Schenker. Grounded out to Fink at first base, or at the pitcher's mound his first time. Retired 1-3. Schenker last night had a 2-out, 2 RBI single that gave El Dorado a 3-0 lead at the time back in the 5th inning of last night's game. Schenker lifts one over towards Rodriguez. He's got good range. Goes back and makes the catch rather easily, actually. And that will retire the side. No runs on a hit. No errors and 1 left. So after 3 innings of play, it's Haysville 1, El Dorado 0. We're back in a moment here on YouTube. Top of the 4th inning here between Haysville and El Dorado. Game 2 of a 3-game series. And Enzo Bonaventure looks at ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And this one rolled towards short. Bailey's got it. Quick transfer from glove to hand and over to first to retire Bonaventure. So 1 away for Haysville, and here comes Tyler Florence. Haysville 1-3-1 on the scoreboard. El Dorado 0-2-2. First pitch from Steiger, a little bit low. Ball 1. These teams won't see each other again after tomorrow night till July 14th, 15th, and 16th at Haysville. Broncos end the season on a 6-game road trip. 2 balls and no strikes to Florence. And that one misses 3-0. And the 3-0, that's in there for strike 1. And the 3-1 from Steiger is inside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk for Tyler Florence. And that'll bring up Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones, the third baseman, reached on a throwing error from Jarrett Coyne, stole second, and scored on Scott Weaver's RBI double. 1-0, Haysville. Jones fouls off the first offering. Ryan Jones from Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Oklahoma Wesleyan, really good season in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. They won the league. They won the conference tournament. And they advanced to the NAIA World Series. So Jones and Scott Weaver, who bats next, both these guys have played a lot of baseball this spring. Jones fouls this one out of play, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes for the third baseman, Ryan Jones. And right back to the pitcher, Steiger. Throws to Bailey for 1, over to first, double play. 1-6-3, double play for El Dorado. And that will retire Haysville here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Haysville 1, El Dorado 0. So Aaron Mack will lead off for El Dorado here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Aaron Mack struck out his first time. And the first pitch to Mack on the corner, strike 1. So Aaron Mack batting, Will Black with a great email and a photo, and Will's got the game on his TV. Nice looking entertainment center. I like it. My first one of the year looking at these. I love seeing how folks watch and listen to our games. No balls and 2 strikes to Mack, and the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Evan Fink is dealing here tonight. That'll bring up Tristan Peterson. Peterson reached on an error with 2 away in the 2nd inning and got all the way to third base, but was stranded there. I love the pace that Evan Fink is going with here tonight as well. First pitch, strike 1. Evan Fink is pounding the strike zone. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch, and Peterson lifts one out into left field. That'll be a base hit. So a single for Peterson. And Jarrett Coyne will step in. Coyne with a double back in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. Well, Will Black, the picture looks good there. I'd be curious to see my buddy from Haysville, Chris Worrell, letting me know that it sounds overmodulated. I keep messing with my dials here. I hope, just curious, does it sound that way for you? Here's Coyne lifting one out to second base, and Weaver will catch that. So 2 away. Chris, I do appreciate the info. I'm still messing with my dials. Hopefully not too overmodulated. And a first pitch strike to Ben Olsen. Peterson gets his lead off of first base. No balls and a strike. And the pitch, and that one close, but called a ball. So a ball and a strike to Ben Olsen. And Olsen hits it up the middle. Rodriguez gloves it, hits the brakes, retreats to second base to retire Peterson. And that will retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, no one left. Moving along here in El Dorado. Aviators 1, Broncos 0. More in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. So the top of the 5th inning is upon us here in El Dorado. And Scott Weaver is the batter. New pitcher for El Dorado is Josh Riggs from Irons, Michigan, 6'6", 210. John Steiger, pretty good night for him. 4 innings pitched, had a strikeout, gave up 2 walks and 3 hits, 1 run, and it was unearned. So the Broncos starters have been pretty good. Capps last night was good. Here's a grounder out to short, long throw for Bailey, and he'll retire Weaver. So 1 away and back to the top of the order for Haysville. And it's Drew Henry. Drew Henry is 1 for 2 tonight, a leadoff single. And then a ground out to short. Henry showed bunt, pulled it back. It's called strike one. No balls and one strike. Henry, left-handed batter. And he'll look at ball one. Henry out of Maryville College. Ethan Hunt will be next. Here's the 1-1 from Riggs. Grounded out to shortstop. Goad on about 3 hops over to first and retires Henry. So 2 away. And that'll bring up Ethan Hunt. Amy Starr, who's watching out in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, lets me know that's right in between Williamsport and State College. Another grounder to short. Goad over to first. So a very efficient inning for Riggs. And 3 up, 3 down, 3 ground ball outs for the Aviators here in the top of the 5th. We are halfway through. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast tonight. Haysville leads El Dorado 1-0. A new Aviator pitcher is coming in. We'll tell you about him in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. And welcome back to El Dorado. New pitcher. Probably the best news that the Broncos could see. Evan Fink goes 4 innings tonight, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. New pitcher is Nolan Sturgeon from Northeastern State University. And he'll look at 9, 1, and 2 in the El Dorado batting order. And the first pitch, a swinging strike by Mason Goad, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. That one's high, ball 1. Sturgeon throws hard. One ball and 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's going to be fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes to Goad, and this one, a bit of a scud. It bounced well in front of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sturgeon winds and deals. The 2-2, fouled out of play. So Amy Saar out there in Little League World Series country. They go every year. I bet that's fun. Always looks like fun on TV. And 2-2 is low, 3-2. Thank you to Ruth Wolf for the email. She was honest, told me she kind of was complaining last night. The sound and everything wasn't great. We got it by the end of the game. I think it was better. Here's a foul ball. But tonight looks and sounds great. I love to hear that, and does not sound overmodulated. So thank you, Ruth. Good to hear. Goad takes a look and watches strike 3. So a good start for Sturgeon. So Tyler Bailey comes up. And strike 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, Haysville 1, El Dorado 0. The Aviators scored an unearned run in the top of the 2nd inning. Bailey fouled it straight back, 0-2. Bailey 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout looking and a fly out to right field. Sturgeon way out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander winds and deals, and this one's hit on a line, but right at the center fielder, Ethan Hunt, and he'll make the catch. Bailey made good contact, but Hunt barely had to move. So 2 away for El Dorado. Tanner White steps up. He's got a couple of strikeouts tonight. 1 swinging, 1 looking. 2 away for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and strike 1. These Aviator pitchers just continue to hammer the strike zone. No balls and 1 strike. And fastball challenge, strike 2. It'll be interesting for Haysville. I understand they have about their roster is pretty big, 36 players on their roster. That'll be interesting to, playing time and whatnot. Of course, I always think these summer managers, tough job. These guys have been playing baseball since January, February. They love the game. Here they are playing. And they come in here to Kansas, many of them from out of state. Here's the 0-2. Curveball high, 1-2. Come from out of state, keep playing. So in one hand, you think, okay, big roster, you can really divvy playing time and not overwork anyone. But then on the other hand, you kind of like to get a regular rotation going too. So it's a difficult proposition, I think, for the managers. And especially dealing with pitchers. The college coaches don't want anything to happen to any of the players, but especially their pitchers. So you want to get them work, but not overworked. Stay sharp. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Low, ball 3. El Dorado generally has kept 2 to 3 catchers. Get that June and July summer heat here in Kansas, and tall order to ask one guy to catch night in and night out. Schedule's pretty rigorous. Swing and a miss. So a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Sturgeon. We're through 5 innings. 1-0 Haysville. Back in a moment here on YouTube. So the Aviators coming up to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's Troy Konwinski. First pitch swinging, fouling out of play. No balls and a strike. Konwinski 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first, grounded out to first in the third. 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Riggs out for his second inning of work. He cruised through the 5th inning in his first inning of work. 3 ground ball outs. 6-6 Riggs winds and deals on the corner. It looks a bit outside, but the umpires called it that way for both teams all night. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Fisted out towards short. Bailey has been busy. Fires over to first and retires Konwinski. That one got right in on Troy's hands, and he was able to muscle it out to shortstop, but he's retired 6-3. So 1 away, and Matt Hildebrandt will come up, the designated hitter. He's been on base both times tonight. Singled in the first inning and walked in the third. First pitch out of the zone, ball 1. Our email address is cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com, CADEN. Getting a lot of emails coming through here tonight. Makes it even more fun. Interact with those of you watching and listening to the action here tonight from El Dorado. Swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Hildebrandt. And the pitch outside, ball 2. Haysville leads 1-0. 1-3-1 for the Aviators, 0-3-2 for El Dorado. And the 2-1 from Riggs. That one's in there for strike 2. Same 2 teams right here tomorrow night. 7 o'clock start. Haysville and El Dorado, game 3 of the 3-game series. And the 2-2, swing and a miss. Looked like he took a little something off that pitch and fooled Hildebrandt. So 2 away for Haysville, and that'll bring up Raymond Rodriguez. Check that. It's not Rodriguez. So a pinch hitter here. Riley Mahalik, who homered last night. And he looks at strike 1. Rodriguez had been 0 for 2. So here's Mahalik. No balls and a strike. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Mahalik homered in the 8th inning last night. Made it 3-1. Here's the 0-2 upstairs. And then he singled in the 9th. which drove in Ethan Hunt. One ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, curveball, a little bit upstairs, 2-2. Mahalik from Rider University. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that's on the corner for strike 3. So 6 in a row retired by Riggs. Well, 1, 2, 3. 6th inning for Josh. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Haysville 1, El Dorado 0. A good old-fashioned pitching battle here tonight at McDonald Stadium. More in a moment here on YouTube. Time for the bottom of the 6th inning from McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. The wind starts to pick up a little bit. And Kyle Barfield, Colton Schenker, and Aaron Mack, the scheduled hitters for El Dorado. Want to say hello to Aaron Coyne, an El Dorado fan. Watching his son, Jarrett. Aaron from Sterling, Michigan. Now, Sterling, Upper Peninsula or Lower Peninsula? I'm a old Wisconsin, born and bred in Wisconsin. First pitch to Barfield, and it's out of play. New pitcher in for Haysville, their 3rd pitcher of the night. This is Dylan Hall from Florida State College of Jacksonville. No balls and a strike. Barfield rolls one towards 3rd. Coming in, put the play over to first. Safe. Close play. And Barfield beat it. Ryan Jones with the charge. But it'll be a hit. So now a discussion with the umpire. Gotten some emails tonight from Amy Saar in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. Well, Alan Saar is the new shortstop for Haysville. So Saar at short for Rodriguez was pinch hit for in the top half of this inning. Colton Schenker now batting for El Dorado. Close, but called the ball. Sterling, Michigan, Lower Peninsula. Thank you, Aaron. Your son with a double tonight. He's 1 for 2. 1 ball and no strikes to Schenker. And the pitch, and hit towards first base into right field. Barfield makes the turn at second. He'll get to third. And Schenker thought about going to second. Saar cut off the throw, and so the El Dorado Broncos have runners at first and third with nobody out. And here's Aaron Mack. So the first real scoring opportunity here for El Dorado. I guess they had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the second inning. Been slim pickings ever since. A double in the third. Didn't result in anything. A 1-out single in the fourth. Nothing. Nothing doing in the fifth, but now consecutive base hits here in the sixth. Aaron Mack, a couple of strikeouts tonight, and he's late on the fastball, fouled it back. Barfield at third, Schenker at first. Barfield did not hesitate as he saw that ball going to right field. He was going to go first to third, and he did just that. 1-0 Haysville, bottom of the sixth inning. No balls and a strike to Aaron Mack. Goes to Newman University in Wichita. Hunt has his sign. And that pitch out of the zone. Hall, I should say. I said Hunt. Dylan Hall on the rubber. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mack. And the pitch from Hall, and that one's laced to first. What a play by the first baseman, Troy Konwinski. And then he tagged Schenker, a double play. Terrific defensive play. Tough luck for Aaron Mack, who hit it as hard as he could, but great defensive play turned in there by Konwinski. So just like that, the Broncos need a 2-out hit. Tristan Peterson, he's been on base both times, reached on an error in the second, singled in the fourth. He's 1 for 2, and ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Tristan Peterson. And upstairs, 2-0. Jarrett Coyne would be next. And the 2-0 pitch hit towards short. Saar's got it over to first, and that will retire Peterson. So the Broncos looked like they were set up for a big inning, and Haysville's defense comes through. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We'll head to the 7th inning. 1-0 Haysville. Top of the 7th inning here at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. Enzo Bonaventure will lead it off. Our broadcasts are, I know, free to you, but not free to put on, and we appreciate El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated at 1216 West 6th here in El Dorado for sponsoring our broadcasts. They have many standard frame types available from 24 feet wide to modular spans of 240 feet. You will find a degree of versatility rare in today's metal building market. Brad and Roxanne Cool, 1216 West 6th in El Dorado. 2 balls and a strike to Bonaventure. He's 0 for 2. Put some good wood on this, out into right field, back to the wall and gone. Bonaventure. Solo home run. That sounded good off the bat. Enzo Bonaventure with a solo home run over the right field wall. So what a change of momentum here. The Broncos in the bottom of the 6th inning got their first 2 batters on, had first and third, no outs, got nothing. We go to the 7th inning, and the leadoff batter, Bonaventure, hits one out. 2-0 Haysville. Here's Tyler Flores, and he's looking at a 1 ball and 1 strike count. That's the first Haysville hit since the 2nd inning. Two runs, 4 hits, and an error for Haysville. 0, 5, and 2 for the Broncos. 2 balls and a strike to Florence. And 3 and 1. El Dorado, or Haysville had 2 base hits in the 1st inning and 1 in the 2nd. That hit in the 2nd was a double by Scott Weaver that drove in Ryan Jones. Had a couple of walks, but not much for the Aviator offense until Bonaventure deposited one over the right field wall. Flores fouled that one off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Josh Riggs trying to regroup here. 3 balls, 2 strike pitch to Flores, and that's rolled to first, and it's a foul ball. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes coming up here to Flores. Top of the 7th inning, 2-0 Haysville. Riggs winds and deals. And this one again rolled towards first. That'll stay fair. And right on the base, Tanner White will glove it and touch the bag for the first out. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones reached on an error in the 2nd inning and scored. He also had a stolen base and then grounded into a 1-6-3 double play in the 4th inning. He was the last hitter that Steiger saw. Riggs in the zone for strike 1. And another curveball, inner half. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Jones. And the pitch is fouled out of play. The Broncos schedule, they have these first 3 games at home, then 6 on the road. Then they have a stretch where 9 of their next 13 games are here at home. Then they're on the road for 4. That's a ball, 1 and 2. And then they have a 9-game homestand between July 4th and July 13th. Oklahoma City, Dodge City, and Great Bend. And Jones will place one out into right field. A good 2-strike approach there by Jones and a base hit. So Scott Weaver steps up to the plate. The 2 Oklahoma Wesleyan guys, Jones at first and now Weaver at the dish. Weaver 1 for 2 tonight, an RBI double in the second. Grounded out to short in the 5th inning. Open stance for Weaver. Running is Jones. Peterson fires down to second, but that base is stolen by Ryan Jones. Good throw by Peterson, maybe a little high, but a good jump by Jones. Bottom of the order is really giving El Dorado trouble. Bonaventure, Flores, Jones, and Weaver. 2 runs, 3 hits from the bottom of the order. And the 1-0 pitch is low, ball 2 to Weaver. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Scott Weaver. He'll be looking for his pitch and location here. Good lead by Jones off a second. And the pitch, and that one's low, ball 3. No activity in the Bronco bullpen. The starter, Steiger, went 4 innings. This is the 3rd inning of work for Riggs. So 3-0 to Scott Weaver. And that one's low, a 4-pitch walk. Peterson will go out and visit with Riggs. Top of the order, Drew Henry coming up for Haysville. Joe Kennedy goes out to talk to Josh Riggs. And the meeting of the minds is over. So the Broncos looking for that double play. They've turned 2 tonight. A 5-4-3 double play and a 1-6-3 double play. 2-0 Haysville. Bonaventure led off the inning with a home run for Haysville. Here's the pitch. Henry squares, pulled it back, ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Drew Henry 1 for 3 tonight. And the pitch, and low. So now 6 in a row out of the zone by Riggs. Runners at first and second. And the pitch, that one is in there for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch from Riggs, a little bit low, ball 3. And now some orange shirts down in the bullpen. Three balls and a strike to Henry. Ethan Hunt will be next. And the pitch. That one's in there. Fastball, strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the Aviators 7th. And the pitch hit up the middle and gloved by Bailey. He had no play. That'll be a base hit for Drew Henry. And the bases are loaded. Ethan Hunt stepping up. Hunt is 0 for 3 tonight. And it's not Ethan Hunt. Dylan Hutchison comes in from Cisco Junior College. Started and played last night. Left-handed batter, 0-1, and he grounds one foul, 0-2. Hutchison last night went 1 for 3 with a walk and 1 run scored. Riggs trying to wiggle out of trouble here. 0-2 the pitch. Outside, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to the pinch hitting Dylan Hutchison. And he had a thought, pulled it back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-zero Haysville, bases loaded, top of the 7th inning. And the pitch from Riggs. This one's grounded towards first. And the play will come home. It's off the plate, though, and it'll be safe. Tanner White. That'll be his 2nd throwing error of the night. With no one really covering first, that was the right play for White to come home. But his throw took Peterson well off the plate, and sliding in safely was Ryan Jones. So it's now 3-0. Bases remain loaded. Strike 1. That is the 3rd error for El Dorado tonight. And the 2nd one that has cost him a run. Swing and a miss by Konwinski, and he's down 0-2. Last night it was 3 straight walks in the 9th inning that assisted the Aviators. Tonight, 3 errors. No balls and 2 strikes. Riggs winds and deals in the turf. Peterson with a good stop, 1-2. Konwinski is set. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And a swing and a miss. And a big strikeout for Riggs. That'll bring up Hildebrand, the DH. Hildebrand, 1 for 2 with a walk. Bases loaded. Already 3-0 now, Haysville. And the pitch from Riggs. Low, ball 1. When El Dorado comes up in the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Coyne, Olson, and Goad. The 1-0, swing and a miss. One ball and 1 strike to Matt Hildebrand. Singled back in the 1st inning. And trying the outside. That's been called a lot tonight. That one a little bit off. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of inning number 7. And that one in there for strike two. Hildebrand did not like that call. Now the Aviators have had a home run, 2 singles, a walk, and an error that they've taken advantage of. Riggs is a pitch away from really escaping here. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So really a fine job by Riggs after the leadoff home run. Bases loaded, 1 out, and just 1 run came in, and that was on a throwing error. In the inning for Haysville, 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error and 3 left. Time to stretch from McDonald Stadium. Haysville 3, El Dorado 0. Back in a moment on YouTube. Hayes Larks leading Great Bend 8-0 in their game with the Bat Cats. 3-0 here in favor of Haysville. And a new pitcher, Thomas Warren from the University of Hawaii at Hilo. Jarrett Coyne, a 1-hopper out to Saar at shortstop, and he skipped it to the first baseman, Konwinski, who made a nice glove play there, and that retires Coyne. So Ben Olson now up. Ben Olson tonight, 0 for 1 with a walk. Looks at strike 1. No balls and a strike to Olson. And the pitch, a high chopper. Jones, the third baseman, gloves it, throws to first, and the throw took him off. That was a tough play. So Ben Olson, they'll give him a hit. That was a tough play for Jones. High hopper. Had to throw in a hurry. So that'll be the 6th hit for El Dorado tonight, but no runs to show for it. Mason Goad up there and looks at ball 1. One away for the Broncos here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the pitch from Warren is high with a fastball, 2-0. For the Aviators, they started with Evan Fink. He was terrific. Nolan Sturgeon pitched an inning. Dylan Hall pitched an inning. And now it's Warren. And the 2-0. That's high, ball 3. So 3-0. Tyler Bailey, the leadoff batter, is on deck. .30 pitch from Warren. And that's inside, ball 4. So a single and a walk. That'll bring up Tyler Bailey. He's 0 for 3. Last at bat, hit it well out to center field, but right at the center fielder, Ethan Hunt. And now a manager meeting. For the Aviators. All the infield gathers around the pitching circle. Broncos, after tomorrow night, have a stretch of 10 out of 12 games on the road. 3 at Great Bend, 3 at Dodge City, 1 at home against Derby, or excuse me, 1 on the road at Derby, 2 at home with Derby, and then 3 at Oklahoma City. Then a good stretch of home games. And they close out the year with 6 road games at Haysville and at Hayes. So 1 away for the Broncos. Olson at second, Goat at first, and Bailey looks at ball 1. Bailey, a long look down at third. A 1-0 pitch coming here from Warren. And that one hit him. Got him on the, well, he's got a protector on his arm. That one, good thing he did. That would have really stung off the elbow. So a hit by pitch. And the bases are loaded for El Dorado with 1 away. And here's Tanner White. Tanner's had a tough night, 2 throwing errors in the field, 3 strikeouts at the plate, but he can make everyone forget about all that with a big knock here. 3-0 Haysville. And a first pitch strike. The infield for the Aviators, they play at normal depth. They will look for a double play, or if nothing else, try to get an out as they hold that 3-0 lead. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Tanner White. And the pitch is low, ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes to Tanner White. And that pitch, fastball high. So 2-2. Outfield play straight away. Haysville with 1 run in the 2nd inning and 2 in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 3-0. And the 2-2. High, ball 3. So a big pitch coming here for Warren and White. Bases loaded, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Haysville erased a 3-run deficit last night and won. Broncos trying to return the favor here. And a swing, a check swing, called strike 3. 4 strikeouts for White tonight. So now Kyle Barfield. He is 2 for 3. Double and a single. And the first pitch from Warren. On the way, and that's high, ball 1. El Dorado has had scoring chances. Bases loaded with 2 outs in the second, did not score. A 2-out double in the third, couldn't get that big hit there. Runners at first and third with no out in the sixth, and nothing doing. Bases loaded here in the seventh with 1 out, now 2 outs. Still a 0, though. Barfield looks at strike 1. A ball and a strike to Kyle Barfield. And the pitch. That one's low, 2-1. Certainly a high-stress inning here for the pitcher, Thomas Warren. Trying to wiggle out of a single, a walk, and a hit batter. The 2-1 bounced foul. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. The deuces are wild. Barfield asks for time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded for El Dorado here in the home half of the 7th inning. And the pitch. Off speed, Barfield pops it up on the infield. Weaver drifts in, makes the catch. So another scoring opportunity thwarted by Haysville pitching. No runs, a hit. Noah's 3 left. We'll head to the 8th. Haysville 3, El Dorado 0 on YouTube. New pitcher in for the El Dorado Broncos, Mitch McIntyre from Wichita, goes to Indiana State, 6'2", 200-pounder. And he'll deal with Alan Saar. Enzo Bonaventure and Tyler Flores. First at bat of the night for Saar. Last night's game, Allen was 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice fly. Swing and a miss. A little late on that gas from McIntyre. So no balls and a strike. 3-0 Haysville, top of the 8th inning. 3-6-1 for Haysville, 0-6-3 for El Dorado. Broncos, to my numbers, have left 8 on base. They've had the bases loaded twice tonight, but have failed to get that big hit. McIntyre skips one in, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 bounce towards first. White gloves it, and he'll just take it himself and retire Saar. 3 unassisted. So here comes Enzo Bonaventure. 1 for 3 tonight. He homered last inning to lead off the 7th inning. Deposited over the right field wall. He'll look at ball 1. The 1-0 outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Flores will be next. And the 2-0. That's outside, ball 3. McIntyre will gather himself behind the hill. So he tries to work back from a 3-0 count, and ball 4. So Tyler Flores comes out, a 1-out walk to Enzo Bonaventure. I like that name, Enzo Bonaventure. Tyler Flores 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And a fastball in there for strike 1. Look over at first. Bonaventure just a couple of steps off the base, and the pitch is low. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Same 2 teams here tomorrow night to close out this 3-game opening weekend series in the Jayhawk League. And the 1-1 from McIntyre lifted into foul territory, and that will drop foul. Ben Olson gave it a good run, but couldn't catch up to it. One ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Flores. Flores from Point Loma Nazarene University. And the 1-2, swing and a miss. Fooled was Flores on that pitch. You can tell by the swing. So 2 away. And Ryan Jones comes up. Ryan Jones has scored 2 of the 3 runs for Haysville tonight. Reached on an error in the 2nd, came around and scored on Weaver's double, and then singled in the 7th inning. Stole a base and scored on the throwing error of Tanner White. Swing and a miss, strike one. So he's reached on an error and scored by an error. The 0-2, swing and a miss, or the 0-1, swing and a miss, makes it 0-2. His single in the seventh inning, he got down in the count just like he is now, 0-2, and guided one out into right field. And the 0-2 pitch, fouled high and out of play. So we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. McIntyre dealing with Ryan Jones. 2 away for Haysville here in the top of the 8th inning. And the 0-2 dropped in there, curveball, and a strikeout looking. So back-to-back strikeouts for McIntyre. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-0 Aviators. So the bottom of the 8th inning. Broncos trying to break through. 3-0 Haysville. Colton Schenker will lead it off for El Dorado. New pitcher for Haysville, their 5th pitcher of the night, Jared Rivera from Colorado Christian University. Schenker tonight, 1 for 3. Singled back in the 6th inning. Colton Schenker from Augusta, Kansas, goes to Labette County. 6 foot, 180. Rivera is a sidewinder. And 1 ball and no strikes. Broncos, the last 2 innings, have had good scoring threats. But Haysville's been able to get out of trouble. 2-0. Barfield and Schenker led off the 6th inning with singles, had 1st and 3rd, no outs. That resulted in 0 runs, and then a 1-out single, 1-out walk, and a 1-out hit by pitch loaded the bases for El Dorado in the 7th inning, but they could not cash in. 2 balls and a strike here to Schenker. And 2-2, a generous outside corner. So 2-2. And the pitch, and fouled off into the Haysville dugout. So 2-2. El Dorado would love to get that leadoff guy on here. Try to get things stirring again now here in the 8th. 3-0 Haysville. And the 2-2. Full count. Rivera trying that outside. He's gotten a couple of calls out there. Missed there. 3-2. And the pitch. And that one's low. Ball 4. So a leadoff walk. And here comes Aaron Mack. He's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts and had some bad luck in the 6th. He lined out to Konwinski at first, who then tagged Schenker for a L3U double play. And the pitch to Mack. That's on the outside corner. Strike 1. No balls and a strike to Aaron Mack. Tristan Peterson on deck for El Dorado. Fastball outside, ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And Mack watches one skip into the turf. 2 balls and a strike. Mack looks upstairs, 3-1. The rain that we've been expecting, every time it comes close to El Dorado, it's been dissipating. There's a bunch of rain to the south and east of us moving this way, but it's quite a ways off. Swing and a miss by Mack, 3-2. So a big pitch here in this ball game. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schenker led off this inning with a walk. He's at first. 3-2 to Mack. And that's outside. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks and a mound visit. Tristan Peterson comes up representing the tying run. Activity in the Haysville bullpen. They've had a guy down there kind of rotating pitchers in. After Fink went 4 innings, Sturgeon pitched an inning, Dylan Hall an inning, Thomas Warren an inning, and now Jared Rivera here in the 8th. So another opportunity here for El Dorado, 3rd straight inning where they've gotten some traffic out on the base pass. And this one hits Peterson in the hip, and the bases are loaded. And here's Jarrett Coyne. Daddy Aaron Coyne. Watching and listening. Here's a big moment for Jarrett here. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a double. And the pitch to Coyne, that hit him. So the Broncos score a run without really doing anything. 2 walks and 2 hit batters. So the first run of the night for El Dorado. Colton Schenker strolls in. And here's Ben Olson, and all of a sudden it's 3-1, no one out, and the base is loaded for El Dorado. The Aviators took advantage of their gifts last night in the 9th inning with 3 straight walks, and they cashed in for 4 runs and a 5-3 come-from-behind win. Swing and a miss from Olson. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. He singled in the 7th inning. Infield playing about halfway. It was the pitch. Low, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to Ben Olson. And that one's inside, ball 2. Two balls and a strike. One across for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 8th. And this one's fouled back. 2-2. 2 walks and 2 hit batters. Ben Olson from Bethel Heights, Arkansas. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Rivera. That's got to do something for his confidence. And had to be a little rattled. But he stood tall there, and a good strikeout for Rivera. Now Goad. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Second time he's been up tonight with the bases loaded. And fouls this one. And scared some fans. No balls and a strike. Mason Goad from Carthage, Missouri. Goes to school at Butler County. And the 0-1 is a little bit high. 1-1. Might have been a little in as well. One ball and 1 strike. And that one low, ball 2. Goad should get something good here. I doubt Rivera wants to go 3-1. 2 balls and a strike. And that pitch, a beauty by Rivera. He didn't put it dead red there for Goad. He worked the corner and got it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 fouled, and again scaring some folks behind the Haysville dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases loaded. 1 across, 3-1 Haysville. And the 2-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. What an interesting inning. Back-to-back walks, back-to-back hit batters, and now back-to-back strikeouts. A little bit of everything for Rivera here in the 8th, and now the Broncos need a 2-out hit from Tyler Bailey, their leadoff batter. Bailey looks at ball 1. Bailey was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 3. And the 1-0. That one caught the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two away for the Broncos. And the 1-1. That's in there. Strike 2. Rivera showing some pretty good courage here. 2 walks, 2 hit batters, 2 strikeouts, and now 1-2 on Bailey. The 1-2 pitch. Drifts outside, 2-2. And Rivera deals. That one's low, ball 3. So the runners will get a head start here. Anything in the gap should score all 3. Tyler Bailey. A walk means a run for El Dorado as well. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Inside. Rivera thought he had it. Bonaventure asked for an explanation. So a walk. And that will score Mack. And now here's Tanner White. White 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts tonight. The first pitch, that one's off the catcher, and trotting in is Peterson, and we are tied. And El Dorado's done all of this without a hit. Wild pitch. 3 runs on no hits for El Dorado here in the 8th inning. So we are tied. And now Tanner White a chance to give El Dorado a lead going to the 9th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners at second and third. On the outside corner. The corners tonight have grown wings. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Three walks, 2 hit batters, and a wild pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. And that one right in there. Boy, that was right down the middle. So, Rivera strikes out the side in the inning, but he also walked 3 and hit 2. So 3 runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left. And we have a brand new ball game as we go to the 9th inning. El Dorado 3, Haysville 3. Back in a moment on YouTube. Well, that was one of the stranger innings that I've ever seen. 2 walks, then 2 hit batters, then 2 strikeouts, then a walk with a wild pitch in there. 3-3, top of the 9th. And here's Scott Weaver leading it off for Haysville. And he looks at strike 1 from McIntyre. And the 0-1. That one's in the turf. 1 ball and 1 strike. Weaver, Henry, and Hutchison, the scheduled 3 for Haysville. And the 1-1 in the dirt again, 2-1. Haysville has used 5 pitchers tonight. They've had 2 pinch hitters, 3 total subs in their order. Two and one. And here's a hit out to short. Bailey's got it over to first, and that will retire Weaver. And now Drew Henry's turn. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Nice to actually hear the wood on the ball finally. There wasn't a single hit for El Dorado in that 8th inning. Very few foul balls even. Outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike. And a little bit low, maybe a little bit off the plate as well. 1 ball and 1 strike. And McIntyre's 1-1 pitch. That one bounced well in front of the plate, 2-1. Nice to have so many of you watching and listening tonight. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We're in the top of the 9th inning, 3-3 game. And low to Henry, ball 3. Here's a 3-1. That's nowhere close, ball 4. Haysville has had someone warming up about every inning. They've got a man down in their bullpen. I think it's Brandon Eck down in their bullpen. Dylan Hutchison will bat. He hit into a fielder's choice in the 7th inning. And the pitch from McIntyre. That's in there for strike 1. Konwinski waits on deck. 3-6-1 for Haysville, 3-6-3 for El Dorado. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 5 of the 6 runs tonight have been gifted. 2 unearned runs by Haysville have come across. The Broncos, that 3 runs they scored last inning without a hit. Bonaventure's solo home run, really the only one. Here's one right up the middle. Bailey gloves it, but he's got no play. Hit right back at McIntyre. So that'll be a hit. And Haysville has 2 on with nobody out. Or excuse me, 2 on with 1 out. Konwinski comes up. He is 0 for 4 tonight. Reached on an error in the 1st inning. Grounded out to first, grounded out to short, and struck out. Left-handed batter is Konwinski. El Dorado's turned 2 double plays tonight. McIntyre ready to deal to Konwinski. First pitch low, ball 1. Henry at second, Hutchison at first. And the pitch, low, ball 2. The Haysville runners last night and tonight, when they're on base, they've bothered the El Dorado pitchers. Last night, Garrett Glass, when a runner got on, really seemed to, his mechanics got way off. Here's a 2-0. Swing and a miss. A mighty hack there by Konwinski. Missed. 2 balls and a strike. Emails have gone quiet. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Feel free to drop me a line. 2-1 to Konwinski. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Coming out of his shoes on that one. 2-2. Three, top of the 9th. And the 2-2, he took something off there and a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Konwinski. So 2 away. And Matt Hildebrandt will come up. Hildebrandt singled in the first, walked in the third, struck out in the sixth, and struck out in the seventh. First pitch is in the turf, and Peterson does an excellent job of blocking those balls. One and 0 to Hildebrandt, and he'll foul one off. 1 ball and 1 strike. This game was cruising along, but boy, the last 2 innings have really gone at a snail's pace. A lot of pitches. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curveball just missed. McIntyre wanted that one. That might have been one where the umpire kind of gives up on it because it was high, but it really dropped. And Peterson, the catcher, didn't even reach up to catch it. It landed right where his glove was. Swing and a miss on the 2-1. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hildebrandt. McIntyre trying to give his team a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth. 2-2 count here. Running. No chance to get either Henry or Hutchison. Double steal there. Pitch was a ball. So it's 3-2. Runners at second and third for Haysville. A base hit gives the Aviators a 2-run lead. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And we will head to the bottom of the ninth inning, tied. El Dorado 3, Haysville 3. Back in a moment on YouTube. So bottom of the ninth inning, tied up at 3. Kyle Barfield will lead off for El Dorado. And hello to Lisa Jones, watching and listening in Turnwater, Washington. My son goes to the University of Portland in Oregon, but he's familiar with some of the Washington locales. Watching her son Ryan Jones and his teammate Scott Weaver, the Oklahoma Wesleyan tandem. Lisa, thank you for the email. New pitcher for Haysville. Barfield swings and misses. Brandon Eck from Manchester University. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Barfield thought about it, didn't swing, and it's called strike 2. Barfield tonight 2 for 4. A double and a single. And the 1-2 from Eck sails outside. And hello to Bobby Hall, watching in McClenny, Florida, just west of Jacksonville. And he's got it on the big screen. Love that. Thank you for the photo. Dylan Hall pitched tonight. Pitched an inning, the 6th inning. So nice to have Bobby Hall watching and listening. Jacksonville seems like a great area to be. And I hate snow. We don't get much here, but I bet can't be much snow in Jacksonville. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Barfield. And the pitch from Eck is on the corner for strike 3. That'll bring up Colton Schenker. Schenker, the DH tonight, walked and scored in that bottom of the 8th inning for. He's 1 for 3 officially. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Manchester University is where Brandon Eck goes to school. No balls and a strike. And this one's fouled straight back, 0-2. 6th pitcher of the night from Haysville. Again, they have a big roster. And every time I look down, there's someone else warming up down in their bullpen. Slow curve, stayed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Aaron Mack will be next for El Dorado. And the 1-2. And that one's laced foul. Three 7-1 for Haysville. 3 6-3 for El Dorado. Here's the 1-2. Dives inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haysville scored 1 run in the 2nd, 2 more in the 7th. El Dorado scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th. And off speed, fouled back. So Schenker battling at the dish. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch from Eck. And that one's hit a mile high and foul. That's going to reach the sidewalk on the other side of the fence. Konwinski gave it a good look. Home plate umpire needing some more baseballs. Rain is falling again here in El Dorado, light rain. Two balls and 2 strikes. And again, fouled off. The 2-2 pitch. That one's in the turf, ball 3. Out in left field, Drew Henry playing very shallow, while in right field, Tyler Flores is just a few steps from the track. Here's the 3-2. Fouled, and that's going to, I believe, reach the seats. Here at McDonald Stadium, you have the netting, and then there's an overhang, but there's a small area where rain or foul balls can fall in. They don't very often. $11 pitch at bat here coming up for Schenker. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a terrific at bat by Schenker, and he works a walk. So the winning run goes to first base. The Broncos without a hit since the 7th inning, but they have walked 4 times in the last 2 innings, and 2 batters have been hit by pitches. Here's Aaron Mack. He walked and scored in the 8th. And Mack got under this one. Hits it out towards right field to the track. It's carrying to the wall, and it's caught on the track by Flores. So a long fly out for Mack. Well, that one just kept carrying, but Flores playing deep, didn't have to trot back very far, just had to range to his right. And now here's Tristan Peterson. Peterson was hit by a pitch and scored in the 8th. He scored on the wild pitch. There's an inside strike, 1 no balls and a strike. Schenker walked. He's at first base. 2 away for El Dorado. High, 1-1. Jarrett Coyne waits on deck for the Broncos. And the pitch to Peterson. He had a notion, couldn't pull the trigger. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-3, bottom of the 9th inning. And the 1-2, laced into left field, a base hit. Schenker takes a big turn, but he'll stop at second, so a base hit by Peterson. And here's Jarrett Coyne. Jarrett Coyne was hit by a pitch in the 8th inning. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Now a base hit could win it for El Dorado. Coyne looks at ball 1. Well, Haysville erased that 3-0 deficit last night and won 5-3. Now the Broncos trying to do the same here tonight to the Aviators. Coyne looks at ball 2. 2-0 to Jarrett Coyne. Three and 0. Schenker getting a great lead off the second, so anything into the outfield, he should score easily. 3 balls and no strikes. And that one outside. So the bases are loaded for El Dorado for the 3rd inning in a row. And the 4th time tonight, the bases have been loaded for the Broncos. Ben Olsen, 1 for 3 with a walk. His single was an infield single. So Eck with all the pressure now. Nowhere to put Olsen. 2 outs here in the 9th. And the pitch. And A check swing strike for Ben Olson. Ben Olson, 5'11", 190. Bats left, throws right. 3-3, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Olson. Oh, it's a foul tip. Okay. 0-2. Great job by Eck to get in front. Boy, if he's looking at a 2-0 count, then the nerves really get going. Now he's ahead 0-2, and he's in control. The 0-2. And just inside. Boy, that was close. The inside corner hasn't been as generous as the outside corner tonight for either side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Third base coach thought that Eck just balked. The umpire does not agree. One ball, 2 strikes. And Olson stays alive, fouls it out of play. Light rain still falling. One ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. El Dorado with 2 walks and a single here in the ninth. Sandwich between a strikeout and a deep flyout. Olson rolls one towards the pitcher. X got it. He'll flip to first and gets out of the inning. So inning for El Dorado. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 3 left. We'll head to the 10th. 3-3. We're tied. So free baseball here tonight. Free baseball when, well, it's free to watch and free to enter the game here too. But we're going to the 10th inning. 3-3, we're tied, and Austin Meyer is the new pitcher for El Dorado. And Alan Saar will bat for Haysville. Our statistician Gary informed me that the Broncos have stranded 14 runners on base tonight. Alan Saar, one at bat tonight, grounded out to first base. Meyer delivers a strike. And the 0-1 right there again, 0-2. Same spot, same result. No balls and 2 strikes. A little off that spot and called ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the 10th inning. And this one's outside as well, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Meyer and a swing and a miss. Enzo Bonaventure will now bat. First pitch to Bonaventure in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike. That one low. One ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Two and one to Bonaventure. He rolls it out to short, and that one ate up Bailey, and that'll be an error on the shortstop. And that'll be the 4th error tonight for the Broncos. First pitch to Flores is out of the zone, ball 1. And the 1-0 just off the corner. 2-0. Tyler Flores tonight, 0 for 3 with a walk. And the 2-0 laced into right field. That's a base hit. Bonaventure will stop at second base. So Haysville has something brewing here in the 10th inning. Ryan Jones will come up. Lisa Jones watching out in Turnwater, Washington. Of course, out there it's only not even 8 o'clock yet at night. Ryan Jones scored twice tonight. And he first pitch swinging, pops it straight in the air, foul territory. Peterson will make the catch for El Dorado. And that's the second out of the inning, a big out for Austin Meyer. So Scott Weaver, 0 for 3, check that, 1 for 3 tonight. RBI double in the second, he walked in the 7th. 1 for 3 officially. Bonaventure at second, Flores at first. 2 away for Haysville in the 10th. And here's one in the hole, gloved by Coyne, throws over to second base, and they got him out. They threw out Flores at second base. So in the inning, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 10th inning, 3-3. Bottom of the 10th inning from El Dorado, 3-3. And a rarity that we don't have a pitching change for the Aviators. Eck will stay in there. 9-1-2 for the Broncos here in the 10th. And Mason Goad looks at a bit of a high strike. Goad is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. 3 strikeouts and a walk for Goad. And puts wood on the ball, but it's a high pop on the infield. Saar takes control and makes the catch. So that's the first out of the inning, and Tyler Bailey will bat. Bailey 0 for 3. He's reached the last 2 times at the dish. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th, I should say, walked in the 8th inning. And looks at strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 2. Tanner White will be next. Bailey hits one out into shallow center field. Coming in is Hutchison, and he'll make the catch. Wipes the raindrops out of his eyes after making the catch. And there's 2 away. So Tanner White comes to the plate, 0 for 5 tonight. Two away for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And first pitch strike by Eck. Brandon Eck in his 2nd inning of work. White looks at strike 2. And like so many hitters tonight, after that outside corner strike is called, just have a disgusted look. No balls and 2 strikes to White. And he fists one out to third, and Jones makes the catch for the Aviators. So 3 up and 3 down for El Dorado in the 10th. We'll go to the 11th inning, tied at 3. Meyer returns to the mound for the Broncos, and we're at the top of the order for the Aviators. Drew Henry. And looks at ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And a little bit high and away, 2-0. Drew Henry tonight, 2 for 4 with a walk, 2 singles, 2 groundouts. Has a stolen base. And that one on the generous outside half, 2 ball and a strike. The 2-1 from Meyer, that's in there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 11th inning, 3-3. 3-8-1 for Haysville, 3-7-4 for El Dorado. And here's one up the middle. Goad gloves it over to first. Boy, he's got a quick release. Had to with Henry running hard down the line. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Dylan Hutchison. Hutchison came in the 7th inning, hit into a fielder's choice, singled and stole a base in the 9th. 1 for 2. Swing and a miss by Hutchison, strike 1. Konwinski will be next for Haysville. And the 0-1 tipped foul, 0-2. Meyer looking into Peterson's sign. He's got it. He'll wind up and deal. The 0-2 hit towards third. Coyne's got it. Fires over to first, and that will retire Hutchison. 2 away for the Aviators here in the 11th. And Konwinski comes up. He's 0 for 5 tonight. A couple of strikeouts, reached on an error in the first inning. And it's not Konwinski. We got a pinch hitter. So Carson McGregory will hit and probably take over first base. Two away here in the 11th inning. Austin Meyer with the first pitch out of the zone. McGregory played last night, went 0 for 4. And the 1-0 from Meyer, and that's called a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch bounces in. 2 balls and a strike. Haysville and El Dorado, game 3 of this series tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You can watch it and listen to it here on YouTube. Hope to see more photos of how you're watching the games. I've enjoyed those tonight. Way out in front, that one skipped just above the Haysville dugout. May have gone actually in the dugout. It did. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Meyer, tried that outside, couldn't get that one. 3-2. The full count, and that one's low, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to McGregory, and that'll bring up Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt 1 for 4 tonight, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and a single. Mentioned last night, it seems like every year these teams play very close games. Last night, a come-from-behind win for Haysville with 4 in the 9th. Tonight, El Dorado with 3 in the 8th to tie it at 3. Here we are in the 11th. Hildebrandt looks at strike 1. Hildebrandt from Cuyahoga Community College. And the 0-1 hit towards Coyne at third, and it goes through him. That will probably be another error for El Dorado, and that will be a 5th error tonight. Hit sharply, but right at Coyne. So Saar now with a chance to try to cash in on a walk and an error. Saar is 0 for 2. He came in the 7th inning. Raymond Rodriguez started the game at short, got a couple of at-bats in, was pinch hit for by Mahalik in the 6th. Saar puts good wood on it, but fouls it into the El Dorado bullpen. And then Saar batted in the 8th and in the 10th. Here he is again up there in the 11th. No balls and a strike. High, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Broncos committed an error in the 10th inning. Meyer was able to work his way out of that. Now a walk and an error after the first 2 were retired. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled straight back. So Meyer is a pitch away from getting out of this minor jam. McGregory at second. He walked. He pinch hit and walked. Hildebrandt at first. Reached on the air. And that one hit Saar. Just clipped him. And now the bases are loaded for Haysville. And here comes Enzo Bonaventure. Bonaventure with really the only earned run tonight. All the other runs have been gifts or walks or hit batters or wild pitches. Bonaventure hit one out of the yard back in the 7th inning. Reached on an error in the 10th. He is 1 for 4. 1-0 and now 1-1. Bonaventure struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to short in the 4th, homered in the 7th, walked in the 8th, and reached on a shortstop error in the 10th. Here's the 1-1, and that nearly hit him. 2 balls and a strike. Bases full of Aviators here in the 11th. And bat came out of Bonaventure's hand. Look out down at third base. McGregory was running for cover as that thing helicoptered its way to past third base. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore. Two balls and 2 strikes. So Bonaventure getting everything back in order. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 11th. Austin Meyer with the pitch. And a swing and miss in the turf. And that will end the 11th. So Haysville unable to cash in on the El Dorado gifts. An error, a walk, and a hit batter. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 3 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 11th inning. Haysville 3, El Dorado 3. So bottom of the 11th inning here in El Dorado. And the Broncos will have their 3, 4, and 5 hitters up. Kyle Barfield to lead it off. Barfield 2 for 5 tonight. Eck out there for his 3rd inning of work, and there's strike 1, a swing and a miss by Barfield. Leadoff batter is so important, especially when you get to extra innings. Try to get some pressure on the defense. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Barfield. And a little bit outside, ball 1. And the 1-2, Barfield able to tap it towards 3rd. Jones fields it, throws to 1st, and safe. Barfield beat it out. So a leadoff single for the Broncos here in the 11th inning. Colton Schenker. Will he be bunting? Will he be swinging? Schenker calls time. Eck made him wait too long. Jones over at 3rd, playing on the, well, now he backs up a little bit. Schenker doesn't square and looks at ball 1. A lot of signs down at 3rd base. Barfield with a decent lead off of 1st. And the 1-0 fouled out of play. One ball and 1 strike to Colton Schenker. 1 for 3. He's walked each of his last 2 times up. Walked in the 8th, walked in the 9th. And the 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Two balls, one strike to Colton Schenker. DHing tonight for El Dorado. And here's a hit into right field. Barfield looking to make the turn, but he will hold up wisely. A base hit for Schenker. Those two have worked well together. Back in the 6th inning, it was Barfield with a single and then Schenker a single. Barfield was able to get to third on that exchange. So now runners at first and second, no outs, and Aaron Mack up there. Mack flew out to deep right field his last time up. He's 0 for 4 with a walk. 1 run scored. Mack swinging and missing, strike 1. Aaron Mack in in college at Newman University, batted .295. Had 5 long balls. And the 0-1. And Mack got hit by that pitch. It was bearing down on his thigh, and he really had nowhere to go. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. Tristan Peterson up there. The infield will come in. The outfield comes in. Although in right field, Flores not as short as I thought he might be. Eck takes a look at strike 1. No balls and a strike. Barfield, an infield single. Schenker, a single. Mack hit by a pitch. Here's the 0-1 in the turf. Great job by Bonaventure to smother that ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. X got his sign. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Peterson swing and a miss. Eck took something off there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boy, Eck would love a strikeout here. Peterson watches that one dive down into the turf. 2-2. All Tristan needs is to make some contact here for the Broncos. Infield is in, although Jones playing back at third, really, even with the bag. Here's the 2-2, and that one's hit towards third. Jones fields it, has to throw home, and it's a lie, and Barfield scores, and El Dorado wins. That's why I was curious that as far back as Jones was there, and the play had to come home. I'm not sure if he plays closer, if he even gets a glove on it, though. So El Dorado wins 4-3. So a come-from-behind win tonight for the Broncos. They trailed most of the night. They were gifted 3 runs in the 8th inning with 3 walks, 2 hit batters, and a wild pitch. They scored all 3 of their runs in the 8th without even hitting the baseball. They got out of some trouble in the top half of the 11th inning with the bases loaded for Haysville. And then Peterson with 2 strikes, able to put it in play and score the winning run. The winning pitcher is Austin Meyer. The losing pitcher, Brandon Eck. Time of tonight's game, 3 hours and 11 minutes. And El Dorado and Haysville are both 1-1 now in Jayhawk play. The rubber match of this series, it's been exciting. Hope you'll be in the yard or online to watch it tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thank you for the emails. Look forward to talking to you again tomorrow night. Until then, Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.